think we're up and going. Oh, give me my mic. Whoa, give me my mic. Alrighty. Hello, welcome. I'm Kep. Welcome to Kep'sChat. Coming to you from the great state of Iowa. It's been a little warmer out here last couple of days, and then uh, we've had a few hot spells here. What is this now? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep going with Rebel Studio here. I got to have some money for some shit. Anyway, welcome. I'm Kep. Welcome to our Tuesday night show. Uh, discuss a lot of different things. I'm willing to bullshit about anything and everything. Uh, because, yeah, why not? Um, I got a lot of experience in a lot of different things and just a lot of knowledge base about a lot of different things. So, up here, I gotta still figure out how to do the pop out chat and if there is chat. Uh, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's been hot in here, and this kind of sums it up. I mean, we're almost to August. It's the 28th. We're getting closer. August will bring in usually some pretty good heat. And then it kind of varies in August so much. It could be wet, it could be dry, it could be hot, it could be cool. August is always a weird year. Uh, so we'll see what this one brings. But we did have a pretty good hot spell yesterday for the people over there in Europe who's bitching and complaining. Our heat index yesterday was 44 degrees Celsius at the airport. So that's like 117 degrees or something like that. So, yeah, you want to come to Iowa in July, late July, and into August? How's the weather? Yes. Have you been cremated before? Uh, it's warm. It is really warm. I mean, we call it the corn sweat. It's all this vegetation that we have across Nebraska into Iowa of planting corn and stuff that as we get into August, it's matured up, and now we're into we start switching over to plumping out stage, really putting the water into the plants and beefing them up, and then start drying them. And when they start drying it, that's when it starts getting really humid. But uh, yeah, it's the corn sweat. It's cremated would probably be more like Death Valley. Um, Here in Iowa, it's more like a pressure cooker in a way. Uh, it's just hot and humid. You literally you walk out to your car and you're streaming sweat. So, uh, yeah, we will. Let's see here. What should we get into first? That's all the Fauci shit. Um, I just came upon this today. It kind of concerning. White phosphorus leaks. We have a white phosphorus leak. Uh, okay. Uh, why do we have liquid phosphate, white phosphate on a base? Well, it's used in lighting up battlefields and whatnot. But this stuff it leaks. It's some bad shit. I mean, it will light in the air at between above 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The shit will light on fire, and then you can't put it out. It's another metal that's flammable metal. Flammable metals are just bad, and when they do burn, you got a lot of toxics. Smoke. I guess if you get it on your skin, you can get chemical burns. Um, inhaling the fumes can cause lung problems and contaminate soil and water. I mean, really? Phosphates. It's used to make phosphoric acid and phosphates for cleanings and beverage additives, processed cheese, meat additives, water treatment, metal surface treat, phosphating to prevent rust. I probably shouldn't be ingesting the stuff, uh, but just curious. They've had to evacuate a city that's just outside Pyongyang, Tech, whatever. I thought there was a fucking map. Did I pass the map? No. Oh, yeah, so they're decontaminating it right now. So it's used in battlefield smokescreen and incendiary weapons, which makes sense. That's what's in your dragon's breath rounds, white phosphorus. Illegal to have in Iowa for some reason. I'm not for sure why, but well, there you go. We got a phosphate leak at our biggest Air Force base in South Korea. Okay, what the what in the fuck? Is, wow. Well, uh, so what, what the fuck? Okay, so don't get that. Don't get that. I had some other stuff. This is a lot of Fauci shit. Where was we were talking about free speech last week about there it is. Uh, about the Shiloh Hendricks case, the Alex Jones case, censorship. I remember Warrant had a T-shirt, the rock band Warrant. They had a T-shirt that had on the back "Censorship is unfucking American." It was freaking awesome. Uh, there was a whole part about rock the vote. The '92 election was big. We were all fools in voting in Clinton at the time. But uh, what do you do? I mean, it's not like Bush was any better. Bush was a terrible guy too. The whole Bush family is not good people. Little George, he was practically fucking clueless, so that really doesn't matter. But uh, the freedom of speech, she gets fined $1,000, $200 community service for disorderly conduct using the N word in front of a child rapist who was just let out of any charges a month previous before the incident happened at that park. He got released a month beforehand from kidnapping and raping a 16-year-old for 2 days. His case was dropped by prosecutors in the interest of justice. So I really get a kick out of a lot of these First Amendment auditors out there I disagree with a lot with the way Donut Operator views some of that stuff. He's still looking at it as a cop point of view and not looking at it as a legal point of view. Uh, there is a lot of things that I'm sure he has done that would violate people's constitutional given rights. And I think there should be a lot more classes done in our policing to get them up to date on their rights. But we had a down in this is Fort Worth, I think it was. Yeah, Fort Worth police. Uh, they threatened to ticket a retired police officer and a Christian street preacher for offensive speech. If you offend somebody, that you don't have the right of free speech. Wrong. That is the whole premise of the First Amendment. If you find it offensive, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't care. That's my right to be able to speak. And what he's speaking, he is on in the public on a public sidewalk preaching. We've had numerous cases. Um, there was one a long time ago that the public square is the public square. You have the right to speak in the public square. As long as it's on public property, you can't be trespassed off of it without, unless you shot up the place or whatnot. But, that's a different fucking story altogether. But speech is protected speech. You can offend somebody. Yes. Yes. Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh wow! And see, our local laws. If you offend somebody in our local area, we can arrest you for that. We can give you a ticket for offending us at the local level. Where does that make fucking sense? But at the federal level, it's different. We can. Then her argument makes no fucking sense at all. No fucking sense whatsoever. It makes no sense. Again, cops need to understand the laws. They don't understand the laws. They don't understand constitutionally protected rights that are afforded to us by the First Amendment and Second Amendment, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on. What we see a lot of times is here that she's going to cite them for disorderly conduct. It's a noise violation, more or less. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I don't recognize the authority of a court that does not recognize the authority of the Constitution. So anything offensive. So they're preaching the gospel. So one of these fucking faggoty ass liberals goes by and is offended by this guy's shirt that Satan's evil, uh, and that Jesus is the way. and that offends some fucking gay liberal, they're going to get a ticket. What they're saying is offending me. Are you going to write them a ticket? What they're standing for, what they're talking about on the same street next to me offends me. Is this fucking cop going to stand up for my rights then? Because I'm being offended? No, no. We only care if the only people, oh, how do I want to word this? The only people that would get charged with this is white males and white conservative males, I should say. They're the number one target for everybody. But this was the citation. Uh, I'm not exactly for sure. Let's ask him. Were those charges dropped? Ooh, thirsty today. Uh, Definitely. Uh, what happened? This case. Let's think about this. I want to say they did come out and say something about it, but oh, we're just going to think and think and think and think and think and think and think, think and think and think and think and think and think and think, think. It's recently threatened to ticket preachers for offensive speech, stop Christians from attending Pride event, and threatened arrest for using offensive speech. Yes, she needs to be fired. Um, okay, so it's going to court. They've got a lawyer. They're going to challenge the citation, uh, arguing improper application of noise ordinance, lack of decibel measurement. She didn't have a decibel meter, and First Amendment issues. He's already had some problems with them with free speech. So this is a yeah. So we'll get on to that here in a little bit. Whoops. So we're getting some information now. Did Fauci lie? He lied to Congress. He wouldn't have lied to Congress. Now it's kind of making sense why he's got this blanket fucking pardon, doesn't it? We got his diaries. Now we're understanding why he's got this blanket pardon, and if this pardon is going to actually do any fucking good for lying to Congress. Uh, there's a lot of information in here. Like what Paul's saying, Senator Rand Paul, later in the pandemic, he gloried in the positive attention he was received from legacy media and demonized those who questioned the official narrative, like him. Uh, Many entries in Fauci's daily historical account completely undermine the official narrative that Fauci and other public officials exposed, meaning they lied. Uh, and we have all these documents now, and this is just some of it. We knew about this weird flu. It was it was downplayed, of course, because we knew about it. Um, Here's the case. He did a taped interview for the Islam radio breakfast show about anti-vax movement. Very good interview. This is his writings, talking about the pediatric influenza B situation. Uh, and we get into more of the cases now into January. But before that, we've got his diaries from 2001 also. Um, like the anthrax attacks. He knew about that. Uh, it was weaponized better, he said, any better than any bioweapon of anthrax. The United States, like, it, yeah. Anyway, um, what I liked was this the DARPA stuff. He wasn't impressed with the CIA uh, on the drug and vaccine resistant anthrax, vague, soft, even embarrassingly bad intelligence kind that he sat through several times before. It's a private conclusion. One gets a very bad impression of the quality of our intelligence based on meetings just like this. The DARPA thing, that's right in here. Well, oh no, that's different DARPA. Sorry, got ahead of myself. He wanted DARPA-like powers, which DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Program, something, something like that. Uh, they they are kind of what you would consider part of the deep state. They're an entity that does experiments without any oversight. Uh, Between DARPA and CIA, they've controlled all of our inventions, for that matter, come from TV to cell phones to all that stuff. It's all been DARPA projects before we get any of the products. Television was out for 10 years before it was first given to the public because we had to do frame rates and stuff like that. DARPA is your fucking, at the time it was ARPA, was, whoops, the advanced research. They, Manhattan Project. Uh, there's also a lot of other projects that they were involved in. Uh, they're a very secretive group, but he wanted to be, have no oversight. He was asking Dick Cheney for DARPA powers to run biodefense at the National Institute of Diseases and shit, whatever the fuck he was a part of. Yeah, he claimed they intended to publish without restriction. To get around export control law, HHS got scientific journals to claim they intended to publish without restriction. But some has gone on, he wrote, and later I expressed my concern that this. Yeah. This is just kind of. Yeah. So did he lie? He lied. He lied. He definitely lied. Uh, what did he all lie about? Well, we'll start off first with his first reign of terror. We had the PCR test. The guy that the Nobel Prize winning Kerry Mullis, he knew Fauci was a fraud. Everybody knew Fauci was a fraud. Anybody in the scientific world knew he was a piece of shit. From AIDS on. This dude was doing wacky ass fucking experiments on people with AIDS. This guy's a Joseph Mengele reincarnate. Uh, let's listen to Kerry Mullis, and he just happens to die right before COVID came out. He died in September of 2000, I do believe it was. So let's. No. Yeah. Yeah. Who's good and who's. Yeah. That's. People do have a problem with judging people because people are very deceiving. Uh, it is hard to judge somebody if they're good or bad. I mean, we can only know of ourselves because that's the only person that we know 24 hours a day. Other than that, we're taking wild guesses on people through chance meetings and whatnot that these people are good people or we've seen them in a bad light. Now we can judge them in a bad light. We don't know them behind closed doors and whatnot. This guy kind of did. Another part that he went on to talk about when he was talking about the putting a drop of blood on an electron microscope and being able to see any virus. Well, it's a PCR test is you take it and you cycle it and keep throwing more and more matter at it to see what's all in there. And by the time it's said and done, you're going to have so many different particles in there. We carry remnants of dead diseases that have been dead for centuries. We're not going to get any of these diseases, but we still have them. You still have different antibodies and different. You could have dead bacteria, dead uh, whatever cells, T cells, dead AIDS cells. And you slap it against the wall enough times, something's going to stick, and that's how we got COVID. Even though we have no idea what COVID actually looks like, but we knew he was a fraud then, and still kept going. Well, how bad was this shit? How bad? Well, we it wasn't the disease that was the problem. Whatever COVID is, a flu, if you will, respiratory flu, uh, that we murdered people over. Uh, the vaccine was the problem. The vaccine was what was going to do the most damage. That's where we see the most deaths from, is from vaccines. How bad were they? Oh, don't worry, there's no side effects. We just got to keep the data hidden for 75 to 150 years, because you don't need to see that data. We'll give you the safety data sheet, a nice big fold out. We'll give you all the data. That's a blank sheet of paper. And no, you don't get myocarditis. You don't get any of these side effects. They'll kill everything. Oh yeah, that was the biggest one that got me. Was the fucking natural immunity and the whole trust the science. The science is settled on this. Science is never settled. That's the whole object of science, is it's never settled. No. Yeah, it's completely safe. It's completely safe. I'm going to have the top doctors in the world tend to me so I don't die from this fucking vaccine. Um, Obviously, he didn't get the fucking placebo shot. Uh, yeah, this is still. This cat is pissing me the fuck off. Yeah, yeah. This is why they need to have term limits on everything. J. Edgar Hoover freaking destroyed the FBI. He was the first guy to weaponize the FBI, and he was a fucking stooge as is. Yeah, Fauci lied. People died. Uh, what other stuff was going on? Gain of function. Yes. Yeah, so we responsibility. That's nefarious. That's very nefarious. Very nefarious. Thanks, Vigilant Fox. Yeah, we developed a way. It used to be really obvious when you patched together a virus, and we made a way to hide that so it didn't look like it was a lab leak. It was just came from nature. But we were funding. This is what Rand Paul was going after. Gain of function is illegal in the United States, but we are still funding gain of function research in Wuhan and in Ukraine. We were funding a bunch of biolabs in Ukraine. Bunch of where we create a disease and then we find a cure for it. Instead of trying, we for some weird reason, and this is getting worse year by year, is humans are more and more trying to become God. Is there powers in us that could be unlocked to give us God like powers? I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that we were genetically engineered ourselves. Get down, kitty. Fucking cat. Um, we are, instead of trying to let nature take its course, we try to always are trying to subvert nature, uh, make nature do what we want nature to do. Premier climate change aspect, we fucking with the weather on a daily basis to making diseases. How many other diseases were made? Was AIDS made? Was AIDS made? Did it really come from monkeys in Africa? Or was it a disease that was made in the late 70s in a biolab and released to kill off the gay population and possibly the black population? There's always that aspect. There's always that. So yeah, I mean, he's hiding lots of different shit. I mean, I don't know if she knows, legally speaking, what can be done with this pardon. I don't. Well, we're gonna have to see. It's gonna have to be challenged at the Supreme Court level to figure out if these auto pen things work. Hunter Biden did an interview with Nick Fuentes. I got to get some of that shit up and running. I forgot that there was something else. Uh, yeah. Uh, the problem there lies in Fauci's in his 80s. Will we get most of the truth out? Yes. Is it going to affect his life? Not now. What we can do? Even if you charge him right now, the dude could die by the time it went through a trial. So I want justice. I would still would like to see the motherfucker arrested and hung publicly for crimes against humanity, for the reign of terror from the 80s through the 2020s. 40 years of terror in the name of medicine, not to mention how many. The human life is tragic, very tragic, that was lost at his hands. Also, all the experiments on from the beagles to monkeys to everything else, it is horrendous and gut wrenching to start off with, and then to realize that he took his experiments on further to infect humans in the name of science. This guy will probably go down as one of the. He'll be right up there with Joseph Mengele from the Nazis and his weird obsession with experimenting on humans. Fauci, oh, it really makes me sick. It really does. Oh, whoops, whoops. I didn't want that. I wanted this. Nope, I didn't want that. I wanted this. There. Okay, I had to get something else going. Uh, so he gave himself clots with his shit. But we got all of these other diseases. We got cyclospora going on with the tacos and whatnot. But how is this any different than the last decade or so? Every year that I can remember, for at least 10 years, we've had listeria or E. coli outbreaks every summer. Now it's cyclospora. Gives you the shits. Well, so does E. coli and listeria. Uh, I, I guess people maybe. I mean, this does hurt a lot of people that's in your major cities. This is why you shouldn't be in a major city like this. Grow your own. Grow your own lettuce. Or if you gotta buy lettuce, buy heads of lettuce and make sure you wash the shit. I mean, not just okay, that's good. No, I mean really rinse off all the leaves. Buy a head of lettuce, buy a head of cabbage, and cut it down yourself. Most of all this, every time, every year, the listeria, the cyclospora, the E. coli, it doesn't affect the heads of lettuce or heads of cabbage. It's the prepackaged, already cut up in a bag, shipped to you. That's the shit that's always bad for some goddamn reason. But at least they're making fun of it. I mean, you're not going to get the shits from the pink tacos. Oh, yeah, with all the technology in cars, too. I do like the reverse cameras. I do really do love reverse cameras. Here's one thing that nobody, a lot of people don't know shit about Trump. They did, but they didn't. They loved him up until 2015. Then they hated him. The last 11 years, they've hated him. But this guy's done a lot of shit for people that I never wanted credit for. Did it behind the scenes for a lot of different things. Some things he was front and center for. The 250 this year, front and center. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. 20 years before he walked down the escalator, elevator. Um, he saved the 50th anniversary of World War II, VE Day. I don't know which one it was, V or VJ Day. We had two victories. We had our victory over in Europe, then we had our victory over in Japan. So, but yeah, I mean, this parade what meant something. 50th anniversary of us winning World War II, and he stepped up, got other people to step up. It's the same thing that he did with the 4th of July this year for the 250. He got others to step up and donate. This ballroom that's getting put up, he got people to donate to the government to build this ballroom that the federal government's now trying to stop. Judges are trying to stop because of the extra spending on it. That is going to cost taxpayers money because if you're going to build something on top, you better build something below it too. Um, there's lots of different shit underneath the White House for reasons, but and I'm okay with that. I know that's our. I understand the whole uh, cog theory, continuation of government. Um, king dies, long live the king. We've got our checks and balances in place to make sure we have a still functional government underneath the United States Constitution that our elected members, if they are in DC under, uh, we hit a DEFCON level 4, I think it is, and they're underground, and they will be underground until all clear. But this, this should be the our mantra. I don't want Muslims in my country. It's not racist. It's just they're not a race. Islam's not a race. It's a chosen religion. They can choose not to be Muslims, and you can't. Because if you choose to walk away from Islam, you could be killed for it. And that's the reason why we don't need to have them here. If you want to cease being a Christian, become a Jew or a Muslim, or become an atheist, okay. Same with being a Jew and converting to Christianity, okay. But if you want to convert from Islam to Christianity, that we can behead you. You became an infidel. Allah is God. Allah knows everything. It's the same Abraham God. It's still the God of Abraham, but we just went. Each religion followed a different son after Abraham. So, uh, again with the questioning of our elections and the fascism. Yeah, everybody's able to question election except for Trump. We knew that. Um, insane story here. A mayor overrode the city council vote to end the flock cameras. This is Troy, New York. Um, and the citizens went out after the city council said, "Yeah, we're done. We're not. We're not going to fund this anymore. They can come down." The public went out and cut them down, and she called it an act of violence. I want people to identify people who did it. They're, the council, which is elected, voted to stop the block contract. Well, privacy concerns, big concerns, and there's other shit that's even worse than flock cameras. We've got the Axon uh, lights that are being used to track people too. This is really fucking hilarious though, because she's now being sued. Yeah, she's forcing them to stay up by declaring it's a public emergency to keep up this. That's overstepping your powers. She's now being sued by her own council. Council is so alarmed they're trying to strip her power to declare emergencies at all. Yeah, it's freaking wild. Um, uh-huh. Bye bye. Yeah, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. But at the same point in time, they were going to come down anyway. I mean, just because the city decides to not pay them, not have their services, that mean they're shut off. Look at that. They're solar paneled. They're not tied into electricity. It's not like you can go cut the power to them. I mean, they're plug-ins, but even if you stop paying them, they're still keeping track. We knew that with the data from our traffic cams in Cedar Rapids through the 5 and 1, the S curves downtown section. We've got two of them up. And they found that during the time period when the cameras were off, speeding did increase. Still keeping track of your speed. It was still giving them data. Speed increased, accidents went down. We put the cameras back in use. Speeding is down, accidents are up. Not for sure who's actually profiting off of this in the long run. It's, well, the insurance companies. Uh, They're pretty much what rule everything. So, but, do I have anything more funny to go off of yet today? Did we have anything funny? I think there was something else. Uh, oh, yeah, this one. For the internet, most people thought villages only had one idiot. Wow, we did not have that right. No, no. There are lots of idiots out there. Lots of idiots. Um, we had some severe weather go through Indiana and Wisconsin, Illinois. Kind of stayed away from Iowa. This one, it's supposedly a car got struck by lightning and caught on fire. Um, that looks like a little smart car. Huh. Interesting. But we'll leave with this. Jesus is the way, Jesus is the light. Others are false prophets. Muhammad talks about death, torture, rape, killing, slaughter. Jesus talks about love. Love thy neighbor. In the end, it's not up to you. You should forgive people because it's not up to us in the end if they are truly forgiven or not. If they've done bad things. But I think we're going to leave it there for now. We'll be back again on Thursday. I might do something tomorrow night. Check me out. I am doing some Minecraft. We're playing FTB Skies. That's not it. Anyway, but we will catch you on Thursday at 7 o'clock and hope to see you there. We can chit chat about all the crazy shit that's going on. I guess we never did go back over the oil prices. Oil prices are coming down a little bit, thankfully. But there's more shit going on over there. They have launched more attacks on the U.S. So it's volatile. It's volatile. We'll keep our prayers up and hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Have a great Wednesday. Hump day. Join me tomorrow. I might be around. I do got some stuff going on in the afternoon, but I might do something a little bit later. Maybe we'll hit some memes and shit too. Do some doom scrolling. I haven't done that. Just get on doom scroll. Doom scroll the YouTubes. So, uh, oh yeah, and speaking of DARPA, ivermectin works. Ivermectin is a great drug. Maybe we'll save that for another day. What did this come off of? Oh, oh. I was looking up DARPA. DARPA's a very bad word. Anyway, we'll talk to you on Thursday. And if not, catch my other streams of playing some games and whatnot. So, anyway, we'll talk to you.